Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining us. This is episode 130 of the Jock and Nerd podcast. We geek out over some comic book news, review the season 4 premiere of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC, and read some listener feedback in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, September 22nd, 2016. It's the Jock and Nerd podcast with your hosts, Anthony and Imran. Oh, yeah, that music just makes me happy. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
And this is the Jock and Nerd podcast. Also joining us is our token puppet, everyone's favorite felty American, Rugberto Bambino, but you know him as Rugboy. What's up, Rugs? Good earth to you.
What's up, dudes? How's it going? And good earth to you.
You know, the further and further we get away from doing the blab shows and that gets out of people's memory, the weirder it is going to be when people listen to this show for the first time and they hear that you're introducing a puppet that no one can see.
Yeah, really, it doesn't really matter what form he is, does it?
No.
He's just an ethereal, funny
He's
voice.
just Rugboy at this
But
point.
if you find me on Twitter, you'll see my puppet pictures.
There you go.
That's
so
true.
there is a relevance.
There is.
So,
okay.
look,
it's hanging by a thread.
Yeah.
You listener, if you are confused, all you got to do is jump on the Twitters and check out @ReallyRugboy.
See, it was a lead up to this plug. That's what I was intending.
Very nicely done. And then you will see that he is a Felty. He is, after the Felty Accords the government passed, every podcast has to have a puppet or you get fined every episode. So he's filling that slot. Thank you, affirmative action. Oh, shit.
You keep that dollar, Imran.
Look, if you're a new listener, check him out. And this is what we're going to do in this episode. This is our Jock and Nerd Weekly, where it's kind of a geek digest. We're going to discuss some comic book, TV, and movie-related news that broke in the last week or two, since we didn't do this last week. And then we are going to talk about the season 4 premiere of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because our shows are starting again. It's October. There's stuff to watch. Everything's going to pick up. The news cycle's going to pick up. We didn't do a news show last week, but yeah, it's the summer. It's the end of the summer. It's a little slow.
I got to correct you, Imran. It's not October yet, you asshole.
It's September. It's early. That you know what? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started early. Like all the other shows are like starting in October.
It's okay. It's a mistake.
Yeah.
I just have to call you out or else the show has no credibility whatsoever.
That's
lame.
Before we get to the news, though, I just want to mention that back in episode 116, we talked to my buddy from Pratt, Chris Barrett, who is the game director for the latest Destiny expansion pack, Rise of Iron, that just came out 2 days ago. That's by far one of our most popular episodes. Listener, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out, jockandnerd.com/116. And I wanted to know, Ruggs, have you checked out Rise of Iron yet?
I was playing it on the first day it was available.
Oh, snap. That is, you are on top of it. Give us your initial reactions. What did you think so far?
Well, the cinematics are like stepped up really nicely. The graphics of like all of these characters that you get to watch this little movie. And it really sets the tone. The new social space is really cool. There's a couple of new characters. There's one named Shiro, and he's kind of like a robot, and he's like cool ninja looking dude. And you kind of see these new enemies that are kind of colorful, like glowy. They're new. They're a new alien. They come fast. They come hard. That sounds disgusting. But they come at you, and they're pretty relentless. There's a whole bunch of new weapons to fuck around with.
Yeah.
And it's great. Like, it's exciting. The menus have changed. Like, the UI is different. And it's just really like, it's almost like a new game. But It's just like, imagine you could do that to your girlfriend. Just upgrade it every 6 months.
Oh, shit. You just put a little expansion pack in there, and it evolves.
Yeah. Like,
instead of what actually happens, which is she just downgrades over time.
Yeah.
That's funny you mentioned that because like on the S.H.I.E.L.D. episode, they kind of have a thing like that now. And we just need that in real life, the LMDs. So, Ruggs, do you think for the Destiny fan, this is going to bring a lot of people back? What's the buzz on this? Is it reinvigorated kind of the fan base and the frenzy?
Honestly, I have not tried to look into the buzz.
Yeah.
I just know that everybody that I know that plays Destiny is like shitting their pants, and they're like, hey, this is pretty cool. Like, nobody's disappointed like loudly yet.
Wow, solid hit for them. Very good.
But I have to say, I
Whoa.
haven't really had my ear to like the haters yet. Like I just been talking to my buddies who play, and they're pretty psyched.
That's awesome. Well, Destiny fans, I hope you're enjoying that. And check out our episode with Christopher Barrett, 116. There's a lot of good behind-the-scenes stuff about Rise of Iron in that one.
Yeah, I plan on like really testing it out this weekend, hopefully.
All righty then. That's good. Let's carry on and get to the news, everybody.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
All right, we're going to start with a little bit of Batman news. Zack Snyder's been busy posting little set photos from the set of Justice League in London. I think they're like wrapping up production in London and probably going to move to another location. But last week he tweeted this image with a tweet said, "Home stretch, last day filming Batman in the new tactical bat suit." And he tweets this image of Batman in this crazy armored bat suit. It's kind of a dark image, and for you guys in the show notes, I'll put it in our show notes too. I kind of took the image into Photoshop and opened it up a little so you could see it.
It?
I did that in our show notes. So that image you're looking at,
I see that, yeah.
I went and I opened up. It was fucking dark. I was like, I want to get a good look at this.
I've seen some other people do that too. That's why I'm surprised you did this as well. This is very good.
Yeah, I probably could have found it, but basically it's him. He's pulling a lever. There's smoke and there's sparks. You see the Batmobile behind him to the right. Anthony, what do you think about this tactical suit design?
I mean, you have pictures in the show notes of what I think of it. Yeah, it looks very Owlman-esque.
Yeah.
It's I like the armor look. It does kind of remind me of like Batman Forever in terms of like that glossy armor.
Oh.
But a little more tactical in between. You know, you can see the kind of the mesh in between the armor. So that's cool. I think the armor overall looks cool. The glasses or the helmet or whatever his mask is very Owlman-esque and a little weird.
He's he's got goggles on and they're dark and the ears are kind of pointy and pulled back. Now, the other image I'll put in the show notes is, yes, this popped up on the internet, side-by-side comparison of him in this suit next to it's Night Owl from The Watchmen. But there's also Owlman, who is Crime Syndicate Earth 2 Batman doppelganger, but both of these characters are based on Batman and Zack Snyder's movie Watchmen. He might have just had those goggles lying around. He's like, hey, I'm just going to use this again.
You think he did that on purpose, though, to like make a little like
little homage to himself?
Yeah. What a dick.
The only dick who was like paying homage. I'm paying homage to when I was better.
Yes.
Yeah. What the
my
fuck
masterpiece.
Is that? Who does that?
Yeah.
I can't see him not posting this image and going, that kind of looks like what I did it before.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to know. I wish the bat was more enhanced or more focus on his chest. It's kind of hard to see. Ruggs, what do you think about this suit overall?
I mean, without the goggles, I like it.
The goggles apparently are there because he needs it to pilot to pilot a ship. The goggles kind of make sense. It's also a nod to I found this other article and there was an Elseworlds tale, Earth 10. In Earth 10, Batman and the rest of the Justice League work for a Nazi regime. So in an alternate Earth, there's a Nazi Batman who has very similar goggles and look to this one. So I wonder if they just Googled like best alternate Batman looks and then just copped it.
I would have preferred Christian Bale wear these goggles in the Dark Knight so he could like, it would obscure Maggie Gyllenhaal a little bit. That was a long stretch to make a joke against Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Speaking of the Dark Knight, I did like when he did the white goggles thing, the white
when his eyes lit up, they were glowing.
When he was, I don't know what he was looking at a computer screen, but that was a nice homage to him having white eyes in all the comics and TV shows.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a little Ray-Ban. Maggie Gyllenhaal was better than what's her name though, Ruggs?
Kate Dawson.
Yeah,
Kate Dawson.
Kate, what the hell's her name?
Kate Hudson.
No.
Yes.
Katie Holmes. Katie Holmes.
Yeah, white people names.
Yeah, they're all the same. But Gyllenhaal, definitely better than Katie Holmes.
Better actress, yes.
Better actress. Not good looking.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, come on. That's what the beer goggles are.
Boy.
I don't even know if I would have done Maggie Gyllenhaal after being wasted. Like I don't think I would look at her and be like, that's what I'm taking.
She's quite talented, though. It's a
She's
turn
Great
on.
actress.
Geek alert.
She's a great actress. She's got a great
actress. So yeah, we get a little tactical suit. The other thing he tweeted out to celebrate on Batman Day, which was last Saturday, September 17th. Did you guys celebrate Batman Day at all? What'd you do?
I did.
What'd you do, Ruggs?
I went to a comic book store and I saw people, little kids, in there getting free crap. And then I bought some Batman comics. I actually bought Batman comics on Batman Day. When they were giving away free Batman comics.
Well, good for you then. Good for you supporting your local. Yeah, they had like celebrate. I didn't do anything. I was
at a wedding.
He was at a wedding. I missed it. They had celebrations all over the country. Happy Batman Day.
Well, I think if you want to celebrate Batman Day, you should find someone dressed as Batgirl and have sex with her.
That every day is
like,
Batman Day.
Just
that way.
crazy role play cosplay sex. That'd be
That
awesome.
that sounds.
Then you get like a younger boy and throw in Robin.
You think cosplayers like Batman and Batgirl are like the line is, "Hey, you want to recreate the Killing Joke with me? Come on in my
It is
Batcave."
now.
Oh shit.
I think you could bag a hot cosplay girl that way.
Then
Anyways,
afterwards, though, you would never talk to her and you would treat her like shit.
no, and then you fire her or something and she quits.
Yeah. You immediately throw her out of the car.
Because that's realistic, people. That's why you write things that way, Azraello.
That's a true
I'm
fuckboy.
looking at you. Another fuckboy drop. Yay!
Oh shit.
That's for the millennials.
Talking nerd.
So on this Batman Day, Zack Snyder gives us another little peek, another little fun image. He tweets out a black and white photo of the bat signal, and J.K. Simmons as Gordon standing on the roof on the set with the awesome reflection of it. It's a pretty cool image. I like it. It's a fat bat. What do you guys think of this? This first look at J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon in Justice
You
League.
see him.
Yeah, he's very small in the frame. He's not the focus, obviously, but he looks like a guy in a trench coat with a hat. Looks like.
I mean, it looks like it's very like well composed image. It's obviously, it's a picture. It's not a live image from the movie. It kind of looks like an homage to Year One sort of deal, especially with the black and white.
Yeah.
But it also kind of looks like it was something taken from the set of Gotham.
Oh boy,
because it doesn't look like they've gone with this like a real world sort of feel for these movies, and this seems like it just came right out of like 1920 with like his hat. He's wearing like a top hat and like a trench coat, and I don't know. And then there's like the smokiness, so it's like from that steampunk kind of steam pipe industrial era. I don't know.
It
doesn't seem like it's from 2016. It seems like they were going for.
But you got to make Gotham like a retro, timeless thing. And it's definitely on a set, and you see how he uses a lot of green screen, but sometimes it works well. And you don't really notice.
It's an image you can hang up and posterize or put in a frame or something.
I love the reflection, like it's all wet, and I guess this is the part of the movie that from those set visits where they talked about Batman and the Justice League, and Cyborg shows up, and Wonder Woman's there, and they all disappear on Flash, and there's a funny line. This must be that scene. This got me thinking about the bat signal, though. If this is your gritty DCEU real life, how really effective is the bat signal anymore as a form of instant communication? Like, wouldn't it just be quicker to, like, text fucking Batman to show up?
I think it's more like a symbolic thing that, like, that's in the sky to let people know that Batman's there.
Well, definitely if you're a criminal and you see that, you're going to start freaking the fuck out.
Batman's into symbolism. He's into, like, the symbology of his character and the fear factor and all of that mystery and shit. So I think the bat signal adds to it. It's something that is kind of, I don't know, it's reminiscent of old days, and he would be like that. He would be that mysterious dude that would still use that old shit.
But look, but if somebody wanted to get the jump on him and they saw that, they would know exactly where he's going to be for a nice little ambush.
No, I would also go with it's a symbol. It's to scare criminals. It's also, in addition to scaring criminals, it serves that way because Batman is only human, so he can't really be everywhere at once. But if you throw that signal up and Batman's a known commodity, maybe you think twice about committing a crime. So maybe
that's
indirectly he is stopping crime just by having that out.
I just got to imagine Gordon turns that on and is just constantly, I hope he's looking in the sky right now. We really need him. How long is this going to take? I mean, I wonder if there's stretches where it's been 2 hours. I'm sorry. I've been inside. I didn't know. I didn't see the fucking thing.
You think that Batman like maybe shies away from using cell phones because like they could track him some way or something?
Oh, he doesn't want that radiation by his head?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think there's more elegant ways to contact him, but the symbolism is badass. You got to have the bat signal.
Elegant. I like the use of elegant. Would you like send them like a couple roses every time?
Yeah,
or what would
maybe
you do? Like a nice little bottle of pink champagne. Like, what are you thinking by elegant?
Maybe like an edible arrangement.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's better because you can eat it. Flowers just die. At least the edible arrangement looks nice, and then you can eat it.
You just tweet them.
Or just tweet them or have a bat. Remember on the show they had the phone, which is even more kind of silly. The red bat phone.
Yeah.
Which is like Batman's just sitting around all day waiting to get a phone call.
Checking his Twitter.
Great image. I mean, of course, the stuff looks great from Zack Snyder. Have yet to see it in motion. I mean, we saw a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how this movie pans out. Let's move on to the Marvel Universe. In the MCU, listener, if you haven't checked out our latest What the Fuck Happened episode, it's a great series we do with Matt Delhauer. We take a shitty movie and we just kind of deconstruct it. It was Green Lantern. In that episode, we talked about how his suit is all CG and it looks like shit, even though the movie cost $200 million.
Yeah.
The fucking mask is floating.
Lame.
And it was, let me give you that.
Lame.
And, you know, it almost like, it killed the idea of having a fully CG superhero suit in movies. It was so bad. However, I just discovered that in the director's commentary of Captain America Civil War, it is revealed that the Black Panther suit on screen is entirely CGI.
Oh, shit.
I did not know that.
Oh, damn, Ron. Come on.
I actually didn't know that either.
Oh,
I didn't. He knew that, but he says he goes into it a little bit more. No, I was surprised because it is so seamless. He says they really did. This is what Joe Russo said, director. They really did a ton of work on that outfit. I mean, we had an outfit that we used on set. It's impossible when you're talking about an otherworldly outfit like the one that the Panther wears, which has a certain luminescence to it because it's made of a woven metal. We could never afford to construct an outfit like that an actor or stunt player could move around in without sweating to death or that would capture the luminescence that we needed. So we ended up doing in post is ILM came in and painted over Chadwick and the stuntman. The outfit is completely CG. Every single frame where the costume appears, it's computer generated, which is, the suit is stunning. Like you're caught staring at it because it's like, it is otherworldly.
Did you notice that Iron Man suit was basically all CGI?
Yeah, I knew that.
But I feel like that has more
It's
mechanical.
great CGI, though.
Yeah. But, and it's
You
more
can tell
like,
it's CGI, but it's definitely, it's great. It's on another level.
For sure.
it's more mechanical shapes, which kind of, I think it gives you that leeway to buy into it. This is like completely natural. The suit looked amazing.
I think they did a lot of touching up on the suit in post because I did see a lot of set photos of the suit, like with him, in a suit or
Yeah.
the stuntman in the suit.
Yeah.
So that was surprising.
That's why I thought it wasn't completely, but for it to be 100% is, I mean, and then that's amazing. So you
Think
see
it's
that
necessary though.
to just go right over it.
No, if they would have used the guy in a suit, would it be that much worse?
I think what they're looking at is the agility thing with Black Panther and trying to make this like metal kind of vibe in the suit. And for the actor that's in there, they would probably lose like 20 pounds of water like the actors that play Godzilla.
Yeah.
And I think they were just like, we can do this better. We don't need to torture our actor or our stunt guy in this suit.
You look at the still frames, like it's so tight and form fitting that, you know, that's how you envision one of these suits in the books come to life. But then you think about that if I was to wear that, I would get suffocated. And just the wonderful little light, like white energy kind of shine off the thing. It was mesmerizing. And now I know why. They put a lot of work. I got another cool piece about Black Panther, the movie coming out. The Russos have teased another little aspect of the film that's a little bit different. And it's about the ring. They have teased that there's magic powers in Black Panther's ring. You know, you saw the ring in Civil War. He got it from his father. It's special to him. His dad died. He passed it down. It kind of was symbolic of him becoming Black Panther. But they mentioned this one scene in the movie, and I think I remember noticing this, and I forgot about it. The two soldiers, when they're fighting, when Black Panther is taking on Winter Soldier, when Black Panther grabs onto his opponent's arm, it seems as if there's some sort of reaction between it and the King's ring. Both characters look surprised by the interaction as T'Challa holds his father's ring against the metal arm momentarily before the Winter Soldier wiggles out of it, the Black Panther's grip. Did you notice that at all? That little... It's a slight beat.
No, I remember when there was something about the ring that I didn't really recognize that particular scene, but I was always thinking that ring was doing something more than it seems, like that it had some other qualities.
It's very interesting because there's nothing in the comic books, I don't think, like this. And the ring might have special properties. Of course, it's probably made of vibranium. So it was reacting to his arm. I don't know. I think that's kind of neat. They're introducing a little bit of magic into this.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Black Panther's always kind of had, a little everything, tech, talking to the dead. So I'd assume mysticism.
Shit.
Yeah. So there's, I'm not surprised. I don't think the ring will have, it won't be like Green Lantern. That's for sure.
No, that's the thing. You think of rings, you think of Green Lantern. But I mean, I think it adds. It's precious. It says Gollum. It adds to just like Wakanda being this very special nation.
I'm pumped for that movie. Actually, since we're on the Marvel beat, you got Luke Cage coming up. You realize not only have Luke Cage come up, but like in a month and a half, Doctor Strange comes out.
Yeah.
We're already seeing commercials for that shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna get it's coming up very soon. Luke Cage comes out 8 days from today. Holy crap.
Geek boner.
Oh man, that's I cannot wait. We'll definitely have a whole review episode. I wonder who's gonna join us for that one. I don't know. You'll have to wait and see.
Watch you teasing that no one joins us.
That would be the best.
No one, it's a terrible show when no one, they're like, nah, I ain't going on that.
They're like, fuck this show. You assholes. You're going to talk about this. I don't think it's a terrible show for what? The first 7 episodes anyways. Well, who knows how it ends. It could just completely fall apart like Green Lantern, from the beginning.
Well, I don't know about like Green Lantern. Different medium, but yeah.
Yes. Let's move on to this other interesting story about Stan Lee selling the rights to his life story.
Yeah.
To make a movie to, of all studios, fucking Fox.
Oh, shit.
And not only that, the Hollywood Reporter is reporting that they intend to do it as a 70s set action adventure film with Stan Lee as the main character.
Oh,
what is this?
I don't know.
That sounds like satire.
What?
That can't be real.
So Stan Lee, as a spy, as a James Bond type character, but then somehow that ends up leading him to invent superheroes. And
if I'm Marvel Studios, I know now why I passed on that.
I don't really see. I mean, I got to hear this pitch. I really want to know what the fuck they're talking about because I can't wrap my head around a good movie coming from that. But
so here's who's attached. Producers Marty Bowen and Wick Godfrey, who are also produced Twilight, The Maze Runner, and Power Rangers.
Okay, all shitty movies.
All shitty movies. They're describing is this having a similar tone to Kingsman, The Secret Service, and Roger Moore James Bond movies. So Kingsman with a really sleazy 70s young Stan Lee. I don't know. I can't see this. I cannot see this.
Someone should stop this movie immediately.
This does not to be me to be bad. I think it's funny though.
Sounds like a bad idea from the jump.
I don't think he even went to Marvel. Because Marvel only does. They've never done a biopic.
Yeah, Marvel's not in the business. Marvel Studios is not in the business of
Marvel Studios
biopics or weird off projects. They're in the business of putting their comics on screen.
I mean, Stan literally, think about it. He sold, they've sold everything to Fox. They sold Fantastic Four to Fox. They sold the X-Men to Fox. They sold Stan Lee to Fox.
I mean, it could be a great opportunity to make a movie and introduce the world to the people, the heroes of comics, Jack Kirby and all these other guys.
Yeah.
It'd be a great thing if they could just do that. And they're going to do this fucking action movie. And maybe they will have other cameos of other creators and that whole industry at that time, but I don't know. I think that it does distract a lot from what it should be about.
That's a kind of a neat idea, Ruggs. Imagine like a shared universe where you meet Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and then you meet other creators, and then they go off and there's other movies of other creative teams, kind of like a meta version of the MCU about its creation. That could be crazy.
Yeah. Well, they won't do it.
I don't think people would be interested in that, to be honest. I think that's
Nobody gives a shit.
I think that's why they're doing this weird off movie, because they think maybe someone will people will like this tongue in cheek thing.
Yeah.
This sounds like a bad idea.
Well, you
too.
can't make it to be a blockbuster. This is what they're trying to do, which I think is, once again, the corporate bullshit.
Right.
But you got to make a good like art fart movie that like no one will watch, but will be good.
I could see a movie where maybe he imagines himself as a action adventure star in his head, and that then ultimately that's what inspires him to write these things, but it doesn't actually happen. It's just kind of in his head. You can have fun with that. Yeah, this will be a disaster. We'll see. It'll be interesting to
It's a
see.
genius idea that we can't figure out, but I'm doubting it.
It could be the best biopic ever. You don't know.
Yeah, let's go with probably not. Yeah.
All right, moving on, guys. Some more set photos to discuss that may or may not confuse things. Spider-Man Homecoming was still filming, and a bunch from Just Jared, a bunch of set photos of a helicopter stunt scene have come out. And the first thing that's cool is like they could have filmed this in a studio hanging from wires, but they've actually used a helicopter with dudes in a Spider-Man costume hanging. I remember James Webb, I think the day before this, had tweeted, it was an Instagram video that he was coming to set, and it said this way to set, and there was an arrow up, and the camera panned up, and there was a helicopter. So we have Spidey swinging with a redhead who's kind of like taking a selfie of herself. Now, these are kind of confusing pictures. A, because clearly they're stunt doubles. This is a redhead. It makes you think of, is this Mary Jane? Is Zendaya maybe not Mary Jane? That was never actually confirmed. It was speculated. Also, the girl is wearing different clothes in some shots. It's very weird. And Spider-Man looks really chubby. What do you guys think of these photos?
I'm not really sure what to think of these things.
Right?
I mean, him being chubby, it's a stunt double, and that's something I should have pointed out earlier. Is that I believe that Spider-Man suit in Civil War was 80% CGI too.
Sure.
So they're gonna clean that up. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's
like
going on.
Mary Jane's mom. It's like a young chick.
I mean,
Yeah.
and she's dressed up in like a
stunt
party
person.
dress. It's a stunt person. She's dressed nicely. Like maybe did something happen at
She's
the
dressed in
homecoming
a party
dance?
dress, but in one of these she's wearing like sneakers with it.
Well, she has sneakers in a dress, which is. But then there's another one where it's a
She's wearing, like,
completely
a green vibe.
Yeah, it's a completely different outfit. Is he saving a bunch of redheads? Is he just looking for redheads, thinking they're Mary Jane?
Like a red herring.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's a
You
literal.
gotta give a little bit of props though to them actually getting on a fucking helicopter and using
Right?
some wire work on here instead of doing it in front of a green screen.
Dude,
It could be a throwaway scene in the beginning of the movie that makes you think that that's Mary Jane, but then you're gonna go.
I got confused. I was like,
You're gonna
maybe
be like, no, dudes, that's not Mary Jane. Mary Jane is Zendaya.
if they're fucking with us, that's is quite the fuckery. But yeah, they're being like, there's one he's being whipped around by this helicopter. It's quite impressive. They're actually.
I hope
stunt.
whoever those stunt people are getting paid an ass load of money to be swinging around in a
There's
helicopter
hazard pay.
like that.
They're insured, and there's definitely hazard pay involved.
I hope so. That looks scary.
Right?
That looks like
fucked up.
something Harrison Ford would do.
Or Tom Cruise.
Or Tom-
Tom Cruise does that. He's like, start the plane. I'll ride on the outside. Fuck it.
Shit.
That was Tom Cruise, right? He
Yeah.
did that. Harrison Ford did some stuff like that.
Harrison
you know?
Ford did a lot of his own stunts in Indiana Jones. He
Yeah.
likes to do his own stunts, like hanging off the tank and shit.
Yeah.
That was him.
Likes to break
But-
his leg.
Yeah, jumping up. But Cruise is just fucking nuts, dude. He's like, no,
Well,
that's
but
cool.
he would do is you've got to have a scene of him running because that's have you seen those videos?
Yeah, he runs all
Every
the time.
Tom Cruise movie is a shot. There's a shot of him running.
Look, he's a good cinematic runner. What do you know? Some people
Well,
have.
he's got
talent.
short legs, so he can run forever.
So it looks like he's running really fast, and he only travels like 2 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
These are all good points.
All right. Well, so we'll see if Zendaya is actually the thing, or this is a red herring.
she's got to know. I think she's definitely.
Look,
Mary
Pete's
Jane.
got a thing for redheads. He's just saving every fucking redhead he sees in the city. I guess
Well,
Redhead.
Zendaya's not even a redhead in the movie.
they could dye her hair.
They have photos of her.
Oh, she does
being
have red
like-
hair.
She doesn't maybe she does end up with it in the movie, but she doesn't start out as a red hair. There's a lot of photos from her on set where she's like this like ugly duckling type girl, like that has her hair is always messy, and then she's gonna have a scene and like she's all that where she comes down the stairs and she's got the hot red hair and stuff. I think that's what they're gonna do with this movie.
I think Rugboy wrote part of this movie. Were you on the writing staff?
Yeah, it was him and Dan Slott.
Yes.
Me and Dan Slott got together and said, let's fuck this movie up as much as possible.
You know what this scene is? This is what they're going to do. You may be right, Ruggs. It's like a very beginning that you see like a red-haired girl and they land and she's going to be like, thanks, my name is Melissa. And then you're going to be like, oh, fuck you guys. You're making me think it's fucking Mary Jane. And it's a redhead herring.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Moving on, I got some comic book news, comic book industry news. I found this interesting since we talk about the fact that our weekly pull list at our comic book store has been reduced to nothing, largely due to interest and cost. However, the comic book industry has been selling shitloads of comic books to the point where it's 1990s numbers, late 1996, people. This is pretty
Geek boner.
crazy. According to comic sales analyst John Jackson Miller of Comic-Con, Diamond Comic Distributors shipped about 10.26 million comic books to North American shops in August. 10 million comic books to North American shops in August. That means stores and retailers ordered over $57 million worth of comics and graphic novels. The last time Diamond hit that number was all the way back in December 1996. Not only that, they said we are seeing more comic book shops open across the country.
Oh, shit.
There were at least 80 to 100 more comic book stores at the beginning of 2016 than there were just a year before. They go on to say the August boom is largely thanks to DC's Rebirth event. Of course, that's going to help, which relaunched every comic that DC had. And according to the AV Club, 9 out of the top 10 comics last month were DC, with the top seller being Harley Quinn, #1. Amazing Spider-Man 16, the only upset from Marvel in the top 10.
Wow.
What? This is pretty crazy.
Maybe we're on the wrong side.
We've somehow ended up on the opposite end.
What I'm saying is maybe the suits or the people that are in charge of the creative decisions out there are they know what's up, and they know
how to make money. They don't know how to make good books.
Right. Yeah, they know that the strategy of reboots is working. But here's the thing. If this isn't really all that surprising to me, because comic books are all over the mainstream media now in terms of movies and TV and games. So you would have to assume there'd be a spillover effect and that the actual medium that this is all based off of would get bought more. This should happen, right?
Right.
Comics is being pushed. Comics is are cool now. Comic book characters are cool. Walking Dead, like everything. It's all about comics. So the medium that this is based off of.
Waiting for.
I have another theory.
That's what we're waiting for.
Yeah.
I have another theory. I think all the guys that grew up reading the comic books in the 90s are now all divorced and like, fuck it, I'm just going to read comic books.
You might be right that they're coming back.
Yeah, they're like, I'm going back to my childhood where I was happy.
I mean, look, Rebirth is a gimmick, and as a company-wide, cleanup, it was successful for them. But if you take Rebirth out of the equation, had that not happened, would these numbers be where they are? I don't know.
I don't know if they'd be as high. Go ahead, Ruggs.
I think that Rebirth issue that came out that kind of was that, what was that, 48-page long?
Yeah.
I think that piqued everybody's interest, that they were really going to try and go after the right kind of DC this time. And it helped. I think it helped. I think all these shows being on TV, I think that they are. I'm reading some of the new stuff, and it's not so bad.
Yeah, exactly. We've said that this. When we reviewed Rebirth, let's see if the stories are good, and there is good stuff out there.
It's
some of it,
I'm not saying it's amazing, but it's good.
There's the Green Lantern book with Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz. I hear it's pretty good. Ruggs, you told me Wonder Woman, the Nicola Scott issues are very good. I'm enjoying Detective and Justice League and Batman, and people are Harley Quinn #1. I don't know if I got that. I wish I did. People are eating that up. It's not good, but as just to have as a have a #1.
That's what I'm saying. This Harley Quinn comic is fucking disgustingly bad. It's
it is
trying to be Deadpool, but it's just not good. It's just written horribly, and it's a mess. It's
I mean,
a
it
really
is
bad
aimed at the
comic.
people, who saw the movie and now like, I want to read Harley Quinn. Here's your Harley Quinn book.
Yeah, so that's number one though.
It was number one last month, top 10,
God.
number one. And
And
I mean, 9 out of the top 10 were DC comic books. I said Amazing Spider-Man 16, which is Dan Slott, was the only Marvel comic.
what
Now,
does this tell you? This tells you that nobody has any taste. Oh,
this is perfectly leads into my next story. Speaking of Spider-Man, this one is for Rugboy. Dan Slott sent out a little email to comic book retailers, kind of freaking out over sales of his Clone Conspiracy. This is great. Ruggs, you will love this. Here's what he wrote to comic book
Are you going to
retailers.
read this whole thing?
Yeah.
Why? All right, fine.
Just
read it
listen.
in Dan Slott's voice.
I don't know what he sounds like.
Just go.
Okay, I'll read it real quick to get the gist. I won't read the whole thing.
All right.
He goes, comic book retailers, please read. It's time sensitive. I've only sent a message like this to you twice, with the first one being when I told you Amazing Spider-Man number 698 will kick off something big. Remember the death of Peter Parker and the launch of Superior Spider-Man? So I think my track record with you on this is pretty good, right? You haven't ordered enough Clone Conspiracy number 1.
Oh, shit.
And that's our fault. In every interview promotion for this book, we've said it will be the core Spider-Man title while it's coming out. But since that really hasn't stuck, it means we weren't hitting that information hard enough. So I'm throwing this out there one last time. Clone Conspiracy is the core Spider-Man title. It's not a miniseries. It is the Spider-Man event this year. When you think Clone Conspiracy, think Spider Island, Ends of the Earth, and Spider-Verse. It's that big. It will have ramifications that will affect a number of titles, mainly Amazing Spider-Man, Prowler, and Silk. So, but he just goes on to explain who's writing it, what's going in it. He's like, I'm very confident Clone Conspiracy will sell out. Go to additional printings. There's the final cutoff. You don't want your customers to be mad that they didn't get it first, right? Order more. That's pretty much what he
What a
said.
dickhead.
What do you think about this, Ruggs?
He's fucking like telling people to order more of his books. Like that should be up to them. All right. Fuck him. That's what I say. I mean, look, if he wants to sell more issues and he's trying to be like a good businessman, I applaud him actually. But and he's getting himself some publicity. He's getting his thoughts out there, and I can appreciate that. But with all that said, still gonna suck.
I interpreted that as him saying to the comic book retailers, hey, this isn't a spin-off. It's not one of these miniseries. It's the continuation of what I've been working on. So order this because I see how this could be confusing. But this is just a continuation.
Yeah,
It
but
is
what does it say about
confusing.
him as a writer right there? That he has to sit there and make a plea and explain himself.
Well, I mean, they didn't market
But
it
I think-
properly.
I don't
It
know
is
if
confusing.
it might be the marketing. I applaud hustle. So at the end of the day, he wrote the book. He's going to want it to sell.
Yeah.
I don't see any. Yeah, I don't see anything. That's like me and you, Imran, going, "Hey, listen to our podcast." Well, Imran, you actually actively tell people not to subscribe,
I tell them to listen.
but it's no different. So that's the way I interpret it. I could see though how this could be like, "Hey, asshole, shut the fuck up. Let us order what we want to order."
I mean, it's for Spider-Man to be the one book that's still selling on par with the Rebirth, I think
But
that's
it's
interesting.
Spider-Man. It's always going to sell.
Yeah,
Spider-Man's
yeah.
the most, well-known superhero other than Superman. Like, it's just, come on. And Batman.
Well, so Marvel, in going into October, they're doing their, again, Rebirth thing. Again, Marvel now, right now, still now, not later, now. Where you look at the solicitations for these books, and it was...
solicitations?
Solicitations? Sorry, I had like 5 shots of vodka before we started.
Oh, please don't drink.
I was
You're the
celebrating.
worst when you drink and you're on the show.
I was celebrating.
You're worse than Ruggs.
And I love a drunk Ruggs. Who doesn't love a drunk puppet?
It's been a while.
So I was looking at what the Marvel Now books were, and I was confused. I was like, where is Amazing what's the main Spider-Man title? It's not clear even in the way they marketed it. And he's right. At least he's owning up. He's like, look, we fucked up and we made it confusing. They should just call it Amazing Spider-Man Clone Conspiracy.
I wouldn't go as far as saying he's owning it, but he's trying to be proactive on this. I don't think he's saying we fucked up.
He's
I
trying
don't think
to do a little
he's
damage.
not admitting any fault.
marketing.
For sure. Yeah.
He said that's our fault
Did he?
in the thing. Yeah, it's like the third paragraph. And that's
Yeah, well, but he's also like doing this wink and like it will sell, blah blah blah.
Ruggs, you think Spider-Man needs to try to get a little more relevance? I feel like he is afraid that Spider is trying to make it relevant now by sending this out and be like, look, this is going to be big. Don't forget.
I think Spider-Man has to be relevant because it's good. Like, I don't care about the event, this new thing that's going to have ramifications up my ass. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's going to have ramifications if it's good. Like, no one The Dark Knight Returns was supposed to be an Elseworlds that no one's supposed to even put into continuity, but it was so fucking good that people wanted it to be in continuity. And as much as people try and deconstruct that thing now and say it sucks, I fucking defy them, because that shit, if you were around in the 80s, that shit was that was the shit right there. That was nothing better than that.
There was and I can see how maybe, in the 80s, they thought that was a risk to even do that. Like, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Now you got Dan Slott going, this is going to be the thing. This is, and like, what? You don't do that. If you have the shit, you are the shit. You don't tell people you're the shit.
He's being his own hype man right there.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll be buying it, so fuck everybody.
Yeah. Of course you will. You'll buy anything, Spider-Man. Slot dick.
I will slot it. I'm gonna slot it up. Dan Slott for president. All right, that's all the news we got now, people.
That is the shortest news segment ever.
Right? It's a new record here at the
Jock and Nerd.
It's a new day here at the Jock and Nerd
It's
podcast.
a new era. Let's move it. Keep it moving.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, listen, isn't this fucking shit awesome? Would it be great if someone actually liked it enough to actually maybe support us? How about that, Imran? Did you ever think about that for 1 second?
Well, look, listener, if you like what you're hearing so far, we do have a way for you to support us.
And how the fuck do they do that?
Go on to jockandnerd.com/Patreon, or you can go on to patreon.com/jockandnerd, which is our virtual tip jar.
It works both ways. Listener, support us for any amount. You're going to get access to awesome bonus content. Ruggs has got mini episodes, instant reactions to movies, more geeky audio than you can shake a geek stick at.
Or a geek's dick at.
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
So go on to patreon.com/jockandnerd and donate today.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher.
Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Forgive the interruption, but I believe this requires your attention.
If you ever believed Captain America was on the U.S. Olympic soccer team.
If you ever thought that the Winter Soldier was that brace yourselves guy on the internet.
And if you ever wondered just what would a raccoon do with a machine gun.
Then don't let another week pass you by without tuning into
Mighty Marvel Geeks.
Mighty Marvel Geeks is your show about all things Marvel.
With news, rumors, commentary, and interviews.
As well as our weekly recommendations on what to pick up on New Comic Book Day.
Official consulting hours are between 8 and 5 every other Thursday.
That's Mighty Marvel Geeks on WeebieGeeks.net, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts.
Doc and Nerd.
All right, this is familiar to some of our longtime listeners. We're gonna go back to reviewing an episode of a show.
Oh shit!
Remember we did that all of last comic book season, episode by episode.
Is this where we tell the listener what we're gonna do?
Week by week, yes.
So we will review some of the premieres, but we won't be doing this weekly thing where we're reviewing every single episode because, to be honest, it's hard to fucking watch all those TV shows before Thursday's show. We'd rather watch them at our leisure, or sometimes we'd rather just not watch some of these shows. So we're going to talk about some of the shows we like, some of them we don't, and then going from here on out, if there's something noteworthy to talk about in a show, one of us can bring it up. Or if we've all seen something and agree to talk about it, we can do that, but it's not going to be this weekly, listen to our show and catch the recap of Flash, Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Walking Dead, pooping my ass, everything. Like, we're not going to do that anymore.
Listener, if you enjoyed that, look, it's fucking exhausting. Well, we're going to hit the season premieres. We'll hit it in the middle, and we hit it at the end.
And plus, with the way we've been doing news segments, if we did that, these shows might be 4 hours long.
Easily.
We don't want to burn ourselves out, right, guys? We want it to be fun. And this is how we're shifting. The show's evolving. This is how we're going to keep it fun for us. And that means you, the listener, will also have fun. But man, for us to do that for like a season and a half, week to week, episode by episode, goddamn, that's pretty that's quite a thing. I didn't think it was possible.
We did it.
Whew, that's fine. Go back and listen if you want to follow along. I don't need to do it again. But right now, we're going to talk about the season 4 premiere. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came back, episode titled Ghost. Let me issue this.
Prepare to be spoiled.
If you haven't seen it, what can I say? Fucking go watch it.
Yeah, or just be an asshole.
Or just be an asshole and listen. So, wow, I gotta say, we talked about what to expect. None of us were really excited. I mean, I'm excited about everything. Anthony was not excited.
No, I was not.
For this season, but I fairly enjoyed this direction the show's taken in this season.
Hear what Anthony has to say.
Yes. Okay, Anthony, we don't need a recap. We know what happened. They gave us Ghost Rider first episode. There's LMDs. There's sexy ass Daisy in the very beginning. Let me just start there. They went with this. They already brought the sexy with the darker later time slot. I had to rewind that very beginning a couple of times because I was like, whoa, okay, this is definitely a different tone for the show. Where she's like getting ready. It's probably a stunt double. It was a very nice.
Oh, it was her.
You think it was her? You think it was her?
I've seen her body. That's her.
No, that was so starts off with a bang. Anthony, what'd you think?
I thought for a second there you were going to go into what you think, which was actually pretty funny. You're like, yeah, I want to hear what Anthony thinks. So in the beginning, this is what happened. Blah, 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 blah. I actually kind of like the episode, to be honest with you. You could see the 9 o'clock definitely affected what they could do because there was a lot of blood splatter, a lot of like, gruesome blood splatter.
Yep.
I'm intrigued by the Ghost Rider thing. I still don't really like that it's not Johnny Blaze. Like it's definitely a different guy, and he's going to have a different story.
Yeah.
I would have rather seen Johnny Blaze. CGI on him wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't really that bad either. And I just like the direction. I like that Daisy's on the run. I don't understand why she's wearing so much eyeliner. Like when you're on the run, why do you wear that much eyeliner and eyeshadow?
Yeah, it would seem to like slow you down getting ready every night.
Why do you got to dress goth all of a sudden?
Yeah.
But overall, I like the direction. I like that this new director is like, what's the deal with him? We can trust him, and like that the team split up, and I like that there's 3 or 4 different things going on, and I think they started off well. The only thing I foresee maybe hindering the show is that it's 23 episodes, so I don't think they're going to be able to keep this momentum.
Ruggs, what'd you think?
Well, the quality didn't look like it dropped at all, that was the first thing I was going to be like concerned about. Was like, okay, 9 o'clock money and 10 o'clock money are a little different. All right. But the budget seems to be intact. We didn't seem to lose anything. We got some nice effects with Ghost Rider. Daisy, they're playing up the little sexiness, but it's nothing that we haven't seen before.
Right.
I've seen Daisy walking around in a bra before. There's nothing new about that. But there was a lot more blood. That's what I did notice, that the blood was there.
Mm-hmm.
And,
more violent.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more violent than I normally. I think they should go a little even further.
Oh yeah.
I think that if they could just keep it not like a Netflix show, but like somewhere a little bit scaled back from that, but definitely in that direction.
I mean, this is ABC though, which is owned by Disney. How much further do you think they will let them go?
Disney? I mean, ABC does fucking some crazy ass shit. You ever watch Scandal and any of those other shows?
I mean, I like that this seemed to be kind of like a soft reboot, kind of like a redo of season 1. Only now they have a little more focus because they don't have to worry. At the beginning, they didn't really know what was going to happen. But I like Coulson not having as much power, and he's kind of in the field. Daisy is like rogue again, like she was at the beginning of the show. It's a nice little mirroring of the first season. And the fact that we haven't met the director yet, that brought a little intrigue. And the fact that Simmons, everyone hates her because she's his little fucking ass girl or whatever.
Yeah.
Little
ass girl? Is that like
ass
a
girl?
It's a little
It's the girl version of fuckboy, I think.
Yeah, fuckboy.
He's his ass girl.
Heroes
Does she
by
give him ass?
Well, we don't know. We haven't met the director yet.
Ass.
You haven't met the director. Here's my concern. I thought Ghost Rider looked cool. The car flip thing in the beginning, it was very like Fast and Furious-y, cartoony, but I let it go. What do you guys think of that? Remember, he shoots the missile at the car and it flips up in the air.
Yeah.
The tires light and it just lands. I was like, that's badass.
I tend to let things go when I know it's a TV budget.
Yeah. I like that they showed it right away. I like that they didn't fucking waste any time and they got into the Ghost Rider. It concerned me when he was he changed. We saw his face melt off, and I agreed the special effects weren't bad. He looks cool.
Let's spend some time on Ghost Rider because that's the big thing about this show or this episode.
Well,
so
look,
what did you think of him?
I actually,
we're getting into what you thought of his look.
Yeah, well, I did want to mention, like, I don't care that it's not Johnny Blaze. I like this Ghost Rider. I like just meeting this guy from scratch. You know, we know his name is Robbie Reyes, and his brother is Chris from Fear of the Walking Dead, who's in a wheelchair. Which that dude is on 2 comic book shows. It's not fair. But I like that they're using the later time slot to make us a really dark character. He kills, and he's been killing, but he kills bad people. He kills vengeance. I like how he goes, that guy, she goes, you killed a teacher? He goes, he was a pedophile. You know, you killed that lawyer? He had blood on his hands. This is a gray area for the team now.
Very Punisher-esque.
Yes, yes. And now, like, even Daisy can't comprehend, that he's not a bad guy. And you see that when they're fighting, and he becomes Ghost Rider, and he throws the shelf on her, and he could have killed her, but clearly she's not evil, and he let her live. Now, I was really worried that they were going to make him talk. The whole time I was like, please don't talk as Ghost Rider. You cannot talk. The minute you see that fucking skeleton jaw move and talk, it becomes a fucking Halloween decoration. I think it's very smart that he does not talk as Ghost Rider. He should never talk as Ghost Rider. It will ruin it for me. Yes. Think about it. You look at him, and then if you just see the jaw just move up and down like a fucking skeleton toy, it's going to look ridiculous.
Well,
what did you think of his look?
I thought the look was cool, and based off the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider from the comic books. I like
a stylized skull.
It's a stylized skull, which is why I think it kind of works. And just overall, like flaming head dude walking around looked pretty fucking cool. I love the reflection shots. There was a little bit some artsy shots where the camera is like hooked on the hood of the car, and you just see this black reflection. Like that was artsy. It's a very nice shot.
Ruggs, what about you?
About what?
Ghost Rider first off, and then the show.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that if he can talk as long as he doesn't move his mouth, if it's just in a disembodied voice, it might
that could work. Yes.
And I thought he looked okay. I don't really know that much about this Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. I don't know like what his powers are. If he's the spirit of vengeance, if he does the penance stare like the old Ghost Rider. I don't know if he has all those powers and shit, but he seems to be lighting up a lot of baseball bats and stuff.
He likes to grab things and light them on fire. Well, the dude in the beginning, he is this. They're calling him a spirit of vengeance. So the dude in the beginning, I love that line where he's like, "When the rider burns you, your soul can never heal." So, like, he's been chosen to be this person.
I'm down for it. I just don't know how long. I'm trying to think of how long they can keep this up with him and how long they can make him interesting and before people get like tired of him.
I mean, I don't think he's going to be around the whole season. He's definitely going to be in the next episode. Does he erase the memory of Nick Cage for you guys yet?
No, nothing ever erases Nick Cage.
It's that fucking bad.
Oh,
I like Nick Cage. I don't like him as Ghost Rider, but I like Nick Cage.
I like Nick Cage as a fucking crazy person.
He doesn't. I mean, he hasn't had enough time on screen. I do like when the actor isn't Ghost Rider. I like kind of his vibe on screen.
Yeah,
it's good. It's so far so good. It's not like what's his name, John Bernthal's a Punisher yet, but it's good.
Yeah, I mean, like it was that whole scene where Daisy goes to the junkyard to see him. I'm like, okay, hot chick shows up and wants to go somewhere with you inside. I'm like, that never happened.
That would happen.
That's like, whoa.
And she should have thought something was up
right now.
Right. You're like, oh, you got to walk all the way over there.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was just like, I'm like, this is badly written. That doesn't make any sense. Like the guy doesn't He's not gonna think something's up. Like
it was kind of awkward, and she was gonna leave, and then he like stops her and makes her come back, and she's like, "Okay, I'll come with you over here into this dark area."
yeah, it's so weird. I'm like maybe in a 1980s horror film, maybe that would work, but like in that TV, that's still kind of prime time. I don't know.
I like Daisy using her powers more. That's pretty
I
badass.
like the use of her powers.
Yeah.
And I like that her power, like her using her powers so much is making her bones weak. Like I alluded to that, and I like that because it makes these characters not invincible. I like when there's ramifications to them using up their power.
Again, just like Yo-Yo, who we got to see. She has short burst, travel. Not, so there's limitations.
They really up the sexualness from Yo-Yo.
Well, it's a 9 p.m. time slot, man. Bring on the sexual tension.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna jump his bones. When
I thought they did that well, and Mac was like dumbfounded. He was like, what?" And her English got better. I thought that was a nice little touch. Her English is better as a character.
Yeah, but it works for the character. She doesn't speak English.
Yeah,
we all know that. And so.
What did we got? What did you think about the LMD storyline with?
I don't think it's an LMD. I think they're doing something different. Right?
Oh well, I mean, it's
a life model decoy was always like a
person. No, it was a person. No, it was a physical person.
No, but it wasn't a real. Was it actually it's a life model decoy? Was it actually like a physical thing?
I always thought an LMD was an actual physical thing, and maybe this is the birth of them. Yeah, because what he's done. What
was her deal? She's like she said she's a shield. I wasn't actually paying attention to that.
That scene is kind of cool. So the girl is gorgeous. I forgot her name, by the way. Beautiful LMD, and I like how we've Fitz and Simmons has talked to her voice, and now she's in a person, Ada. So he asks her, "What is your mission?" And also, Radcliffe says she's not AI. She's a program to mimic human behavior. So she says, I was designed to be a decoy agent, a safeguard, a shield. And she says a shield, which is kind of a nice line.
Oh, okay.
So basically, she's made to get thrown in and get killed.
Valerie Jansen is the actress's name.
Valerie Jansen. She looked great. She was fucking naked when she shows up. And Fitz's face was great also. He's just like, what the hell is this? But he designed her.
The same reaction you had when you first saw these.
Yeah, well, it's very close.
Oh shit!
Were you there, Anthony? I don't know how you do that. Holy shit! Spoiler, everyone.
Alert.
I've seen titties.
Jeez, so then you were what, 30, 35 when you first saw titties?
29. No. Oh, you mean in real life?
Well, if I was there, I mean, I'm 10 years younger than you.
It was my second day in college.
Oh, okay.
No, she's very pretty actress. So they're making her to as a sacrifice, just a throwaway to get hurt to take the damage, which I don't know, maybe
that seems really badly written too.
Yeah.
Why would you make like the sophisticated $1 million robot and be like, hit it with a missile?
Yeah, well, this is the decoy for the bad guy. I mean, so he mentioned Ultron, and because Fitz was like, well, look, this stuff can go wrong, and he goes, I know Ultron, but I kept thinking about Vision. Nobody talks about Vision. Like, what's the difference between her and Vision?
Well, he said that she's not AI. She just mimics.
Oh, she's not okay. She's
not really thinking on her own. She's just mimicking things.
Vision is the AI
pattern recognition.
Yes.
Which I'm not a fucking computer science major, so I actually don't really know what the difference is. AI, I guess, can think for itself, where this thing is doing patterns over and over and over.
Yeah, I think that there's certain things it just won't do.
Yeah.
Well, she said, she's like, I won't kill. I can't kill. I'm just there to be a target. I wonder where they're going to take this and how will there be more of these Adas?
Let me say that what I liked most about the show is I think they opened up a lot of different things. Like they had a lot of interesting opportunities here with Ghost Rider, with Gothic. What's her fucking face?
Daisy Wake.
Daisy, go on the run with this new director, with this AI, with what the fuck was in that box that made people go crazy. There's a lot of interesting opportunities here that they have that they will probably fuck up, but they have a lot of interesting opportunities.
It's a good start. It's definitely a solid start. Now, the box, this is what I got from the box. They open the box, the little energy attacked them, and the guys hallucinate. Their eyes got black and veiny. It reminded me a lot of Mads Mikkelsen's look in Doctor Strange. I think this thing
there's definitely a magic
is the
aspect there.
tie-in to
There's
Doctor
a ghost, isn't there?
No, yeah, and
yeah,
there's-
there was a
yes,
ghost.
Yes, so is that this? But it was yellow, similar to the astral plane we're going to see in Doctor Strange. Was that a ghost, or are we seeing the astral plane? May kind of got it too, and she got a little shiver, which made me think it was a ghost also. But
Yellow ghosts.
I love that. I want to know what the fuck this thing is and how it ties in to Strange very soon. Like
Pea ghosts.
month. It's pea ghosts. It's urine ghosts.
It's what the Flash leaves when he runs.
Everyone has yellow energy.
Residue left over. That's been the oldest callback that we have. I think.
That's a real callback.
That's a clamor. The Flash pees when he's running. Well, I like Coulson got a new hand also, and I thought it was funny. Mac wanted an exploding pen, like he requested an exploding pen.
He's like, you didn't want one?
He's like, all right, you know what? But Coulson has an X-ray hand. He's got an X-ray in his hand. It's fucking awesome.
Ruggs, what'd you think of the show? I haven't. I know you thought Ghost Rider looked all right. What'd you think overall? Did you like the show?
I did like the show, and but it doesn't seem like it seems like it's changed a little bit, but it still feels like the same old Shield to me.
Yeah.
I mean, with a little bit more blood and a little bit more skin, we'll see. I want them to push it more. I like Shield. It's, as I said this like last time that we talked about it. I said it's a show that does everything good, but nothing really transcends to be like fantastic or great. They meet the quota of like action.
Yeah.
They meet the quota of like decent writing. They meet the quota of decent acting and decent effects. Like everything they do is just, they don't really raise the bar.
Nothing ever blows you away, does it?
Yes.
I think the barometer for me with this show is if I'm like actually paying attention and not having my phone out.
If your mind doesn't wander, yes.
Yeah, and for 48 minutes of the show, I probably paid attention for a good 40. So that's pretty good.
That's good. That's you can't ask for more.
When it would go to commercial, I'd actively want to fast forward and see what would happen next.
I was into it. I wanted to know who the director is. Like, well, who is he going to be? The pacing is the usual pacing. It's the same, but I like how everything is kind of rebooted and the status quo and the relationships have kind of been shuffled around.
When Ghost Rider goes away, that's going to be the test of the show.
Yeah, I don't think he's probably just going to be like a 2, maybe 3. I don't know, episodes. I don't really think he's going to be in there a lot.
He's going to have his own little arc, and then that'll similar to how what was it last season they had
Sif
Lash.
Oh yeah, Lash came and went.
He came. It was the same thing. Lash came and went. Then they had like in the first season they had what's his name? Cyborg? No, not Cyborg.
Deathlock. Yeah.
Deathlock. So they have these like little mini runs where they have cool character they can work with, but as we've noticed, they can't use this character the entire time, or they don't use them the entire time.
I mean, at some point though, S.H.I.E.L.D's probably going to come for him, of course, and I just like that it's like this gray area that may.
Does Ghost Rider look better than Lash?
Oh shit, that's a good question. I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
fucking Lash's fucking shitty dreads. I still see them like bounce around like he had a puppet head. Ugh.
Does Ghost Rider look better than King Shark?
It's on the same plane.
It's close. Yeah.
Ghost Rider or Gorilla Grodd? Who looks
definitely better? Ghost Rider. Gorilla Grodd is terrible.
Do you think Grodd looked bad in the daylight?
Yeah,
in the daylight, yeah.
Shots that were questionable.
Yeah, Ghost Rider better than Grodd.
I'm just
in the
trying
daylight.
to think of all the CGI characters we've seen.
You think they would have taken away money, Rugs, by moving the show back? I didn't think about that budget and time slot.
I just think that it's all about return of investment, right? So they're getting advertisers for prime time, and then every subsequent hour that you go away from 8 o'clock, you lose money.
Well,
the ads.
It all comes down to ratings. Did the show pull in numbers, new people that they wanted? Well, not really.
Oh, shit.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. earned a 1.1 with the key 18 to 34 demographic and 3.58 million live viewers overall. That's down from the 1.7 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. earned with its season 3 premiere, but it's average for the series overall. And it's also an upswing for ABC's 10 p.m., 9 p.m. time slot, which
It's tough to compare them because of the time
slot. However, I feel like with that kind of a start, guys, could this be the last season of this show?
Probably.
It probably is, although for 9 o'clock, I think ABC is a lot happier with that rating than they were with the 8 o'clock and what they had last year.
Well, they didn't it says they struggled with the slot all last season.
Right.
I'm not sure if they had one show. They probably tried a bunch of shows.
What
very
was
interesting.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. opposite Flash? Is that it, or what's going on? Or
No, it was an hour after.
Yes, it was. You could watch Flash, and then you could watch.
They
Agents of
didn't
S.H.I.E.L.D.
want to compete with Flash,
which is smart. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I mean, we said it in our preview show. Like, I don't think it's gonna pull in new viewers. Maybe this word of mouth of, dude, there's a fucking guy with his head on fire. You got to check it out.
I think what ABC is looking at is they go 9 o'clock is the worst of the three time slots you can have at that time. If S.H.I.E.L.D. has a core audience that will watch it whatever time it's on, this is good for 9 o'clock. We'll keep it at 9.
I got a hypothetical.
Okay. Hit us.
Let's say this is the last year of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And then they scrap the show and they go back into the Marvel universe, the same kind of thing, but they kind of start a whole new show that's separate. Now, these characters still going to exist, these S.H.I.E.L.D. characters. They're just not going to be on film.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you want, like, kind of to come back and maybe be part of this other team, if that's even possible?
The only characters that really interest, I like Fitz. I think he's cool. And I don't think he's cool. I just think he's funny. Mac sometimes is good. Coulson, and then just Chloe Benet's sweet ass.
I was gonna say the same thing. I think the whole thing revolves mainly. You need the Daisy and the Coulson, and then you throw in a couple other ones.
I'm like done with fucking May looking at the camera with that same goddamn expressionless face.
Now she's all pissed at Simmons, and it's kind of.
I'm done with
you get
May.
tired of certain characters, and then you got to move on, And I think it's cool to have somebody like Quake or Coulson. I think Coulson's cool. He interacts well with everybody. I think he can interact with. You can put him up with, he's been on the big screen and he's been able to hold his own with Samuel L. Jackson and whoever's and Robert Downey Jr. So he's a kind of guy that you can use.
Yeah, he's got to be the thread. Yeah, I mean, just because they had to kind of work in and out of the larger MCU, it's really hurt the show. I almost felt like. I wish the show started with this episode, like in season 1. Like this was almost like another, you could almost jump in here without watching the first 3 seasons. And it's just a new beginning, but I don't think it's going to help them get another season.
They just need a team of people who know how to make these shows. And I don't think it's the Whedons. I don't think they got it.
This is the Marvel's longest running TV show so far, so they're doing something, but enjoy it.
It's the longest running show, but it's also on ABC, which owns the Marvel. So
it's not like they can kick
themselves off. They're not going to, I mean, they could kick themselves off, but they're not going to be readily quick to admit that they fucked up.
Well, I'm going to savor this season because it may be the last.
Oh, shit.
I don't think that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is like a disaster. I just think that something's missing and they haven't found it yet. And they're not gonna find it, and every year they get further and further away of being able to capitalize on it being a good show.
Absolutely,
I think I would personally be less hard on the show if they weren't making, in my opinion, fantastic movies and really good Netflix shows.
Right,
so I've seen what they're capable of, and then I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I'm like, this is just okay. I'm just maybe sometimes bad. I'm never impressed.
It's good for them for this kind of reinvention to try to keep it fresh.
I do like the magic add on. I like that they're not. It's not Inhumans and they're not chasing after Hydra. Like I like this. I don't know the villain. I don't know where it's going.
In this, S.H.I.E.L.D. is now a real. It's a legit operation that acts in public now after the Sokovia Accords in this world, right?
Right.
Which is why Coulson can't be director because he's dead to everyone else. The magic thing will be interesting, but I don't know. I like the direction so far.
Hey, one episode in, and they didn't
fucking shit the bed.
Yeah, they didn't make me want to turn off the TV and masturbate. So
exactly, they didn't. I did that anyways afterwards, but not during the show.
Why you have a wife?
It was for the gag. It was for the joke. But this is how committed I am to the podcast. That I will do that even though I have a wife, just for the joke.
You'll masturbate for the podcast?
Yes, I will. What other podcast host will say that to you, right, listener?
Talking nerd.
Okay. Anyways, any final thoughts on S.H.I.E.L.D.? I think we covered it pretty good.
I got my fingers crossed.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. It actually was good in my opinion.
Got promise.
I'm excited to see more Ghost Rider and see where it goes.
Maybe we'll talk about it next week if we all watch it.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
All right. There's promise there. Guys, we talked about that what the fuck episode, what the fuck happened to Green Lantern that we recently put out. We got a bunch of feedback and responses on Facebook and Twitter about the episode. Every time we do this movie, I always think to myself, somebody likes this movie. You know, this is someone's favorite movie, and will they enjoy this kind of, deconstructing, skewering it?
Oh, shit.
Well, so here's what people have said. No, on the whole, people, they get it. It's great. On Facebook, Humphrey Ching posted, people hate on the GL movie, and I think it's wrong. It wasn't the movie. It's that people that really don't like the GL as a character, and also it came out at the wrong time. I believe the reason why we got a dark Superman movie with the dark DCEU is because of the hate on the Green Lantern movie. That might be true. There might be some truth to that.
No.
No? Okay.
It didn't come out at the wrong time. It was just a bad movie.
It was a bad movie, and nobody really knew who Green Lantern was,
Yeah, but no one knew who the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy were.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
There's no wrong or right time to make there's no wrong or right time to release a bad movie.
Right.
If it's a bad movie, it's the wrong time.
It's never going to be the right time. Yeah. Correct. On Twitter, Spencer Scott Holmes commented off our episode, I actually really enjoy the Green Lantern flick. The main thing missing was it just needed to be in space from the start, like Guardians did. And he says the perfect Green Lantern flick is First Flight of the DCU animated movies. We forgot to talk about that one. We talked about Emerald Knights, but there was one called First Flight too. Basically,
First Flight was okay.
It was okay. Emerald Knights is better, probably.
First Flight was okay. It's not one of the best DC movies. It's not the worst, but this guy's wrong too. This movie's not good.
Better than
no, he's not wrong. You can have your opinion. It's just Green Lantern.
Is First Flight better than?
I don't agree.
You don't have to agree. I'm just telling you what people are telling us.
I know. But you're asking for my reaction to what people are saying.
So you don't think First Flight is better than live action Green Lantern?
Oh, First Flight is better. Yeah,
okay.
But I'm saying First Flight isn't that great of an animated film either.
Okay, gotcha. Adam Morris tweets at us, boys. 1987's Masters of the Universe for What the Fuck Went Wrong has it all. I was 7, wanted that movie to be good so badly, and it was garbage. But fun garbage to walk in retrospect, to watch. That
was Dolph Lundgren's run of ruining.
Dude, I love that movie. I would totally do a What the Fuck for that. I would watch it again for this episode.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, you can't. Wow.
It's so bad. But I think I'm about this guy's age. I may have been a little bit older. It reminds me of being a kid and playing with.
This is what you do. You watch the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you watch the last 10 minutes. And
that's
then
it.
And that's the only thing worth watching.
Again, and this movie had a poster with Drew Struzan. From Drew Struzan, I love that bit in Eric Sharkey's documentary where Guillermo, whoever it was, is holding up this fucking amazing poster for Masters of the Universe. And he goes, this is the movie I wanted to see. This is not what the movie is at all. Like, the poster is amazing. And it's way better than the entire movie.
This looks all right. I'm looking at images.
It's horrible.
Well,
Skeletor looked great.
Who's a short dude with a huge beard and sunglasses?
Is that Man at Arms?
No, they made that dude. That's a character that never existed in He-Man, and they made it. This is what they do. Is like they make the thing with this movie that ruined it. Now we're now doing what the fuck happened. Really quick.
Make it, yeah.
Really quick.
Let's just hear this.
What they did was they He-Man is takes place on another planet somewhere else.
Eternia.
And they brought it all here, and then they centered it around a character that wasn't He-Man. It was with this fat, ugly little fuck. And so you wanted to go to the movies to watch He-Man, but now you're on Earth watching this stupid little fuck that looks like Sam Kinison or something. Like, it just was bad.
I forgot about this troll character. I love the way Skeletor kind of looks in this movie, though. But these
If it would
stills
have
look.
stayed on Attorney, it would have been interesting.
It should have been. They always bring it to Earth. These stills, though, it makes it look like fucking Flash Gordon from the 70s.
Yeah, it looks like
Jesus.
a cross between Flash Gordon and the Munsters. What the fuck?
Like, look at his hair. Look at that mullet. Good God.
It's glorious.
I am Adam from
I like that
Eternia.
hair. Look at that hair.
Watch.
Good
It's
hair.
this is solid.
That's a wig. You think he's wearing a wig, or he grew that out?
Is that Dolph's
Lundgren.
hair?
No, that's
I think
that's a fucking wig.
Wig. Okay.
It's too perfect. It's too Dolph Lundgren perfect. But that is a good nomination for what the fuck happened.
We've talked about. Are they going to make like a? Are they doing a remake of this?
Yeah,
not a remake, but are they going to try again?
To make it? They've been trying to make it for a while, but
Could this movie be could this be a success? I've never read any.
listen,
He-Man.
It can't done well. Yes.
Look, He-Man is a very tough subject to do correctly. But
Okay.
if they do it right, if they do it like Avatar or something like
Yes. Yes.
that, then you can do it.
It needs to be on Eternia. Exactly, Ruggs. It
What's
needs
that
to
huge
be
crossover? It's crossing over with some
He-Man and
cats.
Thundercats in the
Yeah.
comic book crossover. So there's a short called Fall of Grayskull from 2015. Somebody individual made this. I don't know if it's in development. It could be a fucking badass franchise. You're right. It could be like in terms of Star Wars. Everything happens on different planets, different worlds, and you get to meet Adam, Prince of Eternia.
Yeah.
And then becomes He-Man. It's got potential. And the nostalgia is there. If somebody nails it. I mean, Michael Bay's doing Transformers. It'll probably be him.
Like the whole idea of He-Man to me, it's like King Arthur. Like he gets the sword. This
Yeah.
little fuck gets the sword. And then he becomes He-Man. He can kick everybody's ass. It's like Shazam.
But even as a little fuck, he was like jacked. He was like a jack dude who had no confidence for some reason. I'm like,
well, no, the reason why that happened was because you got to understand they made the action figures first.
Right.
Came out and then they made the cartoon and they were cheap with the action figures. They did
Yeah.
they used the same guy and they just painted him different.
the same
color.
mold. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so it's like the economy of making money off of these different figures that were essentially the same fucking figure with different heads on them ended up being into the show, and that was stupid. So when they redid He-Man later on in the 2000s, they remade the cartoon. They made Adam a little kid.
Oh.
And that's actually a really cool cartoon.
So that's more like Shazam then.
Like if you want to watch something that's pretty decent, Anthony, I mean, if you can stomach He-Man, because that might not be your thing, but like watch the newer thing that came out. It's on Netflix.
What year did that? Have I seen this?
2000s. It's a whole series.
Oh, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe 2002 TV series.
Yeah.
Huh. There's 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I'll throw it on.
Just watch the first episode.
I've never seen. I don't even know what to expect out of He-Man.
I don't
That's
think
how
It might not be
look
your
I am.
speed because it's like magical and there's lots of shirtless dudes. Maybe you like that.
The animation
I
is
used to watch pro wrestling.
Yeah, it's the same thing. The animation is better in this new one, Anthony. You'll be able to stomach it.
It's a little bit more well thought out than the
Just like the new Thundercats cartoon that also came out and had a couple of seasons. That thing was fucking great. I
Yeah.
love that one.
Both of them were very good.
Yeah.
I still prefer the old Thundercats, but I prefer actually this new He-Man to the old He-Man.
All right, check out the new He-Man. So that's a possible for another What the Fuck movie. David Malofsky tweeted us with some more suggestions. He says, what about a Ryan Reynolds trilogy for What the Fuck Happened? Blade Trinity, Wolverine Origins, and you could even add, this is me adding it, R.I.P.D. With Jeff Bridges. That's also a shitty comic book movie. Ryan Reynolds has been in 4 shitty comic book movies.
Box office poison.
We could do a whole What the Fuck Ryan Reynolds superhero movie series.
It ain't about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get get the fuck
Listen,
up.
for the 5th one, and it's huge for him, and now he had to work through those. But I just think it's funny. I didn't realize how many shitty comic book movies.
I haven't seen Blade Trinity or R.I.P.D., but I'll watch it if we have to do that. Wolverine Origins, though, is pretty bad.
That's,
pretty
I
bad.
haven't
that's a
seen
good
that
one.
in years.
Oh, it's so bad. The part where Wolverine is clutching the dead girl,
Yeah.
or his girl, I don't know, Silver Fox or whatever, and he's just
Yuriko?
yelling up into the sky, like, "Oh no!" Oh my god, it's so bad.
I think it's gonna be weird to watch Ray Donovan be Sabretooth.
Oh, that too.
Man, Deadpool and his
then
mouth
at
sewn
the
shut.
end, you have Patrick Stewart on screen.
I forgot about that.
He never even showed up. That's a CGI Patrick Stewart. He looks like a fucking furball.
Wow, that's a great movie to do.
He's completely CGI'd.
It's like what a mess that movie is. We should do that one next. Maybe we had a lot of good. This series could go on forever. So far, we've done 4 in a year. So like it's a quarterly.
Rugboy suggested a couple too that were like not superhero characters, but some other ones that were good.
They're all very good. The well for this is bottomless, listener. So we're gonna enjoy. We're just gonna do them all. Fuck it. Also,
I guess it's easier to just make garbage.
I guess so. Oh shit! Mediocrity sells, America. Mediocrity sells. Finally, David Malosky tweets this. Just finished Stranger Things. Tony, stop jocking off and watch so we can talk about it.
Shit! So sorry.
That's the second person.
It'll ever happen.
That's the second person who wants us to do Stranger Things episode.
You might have to just do one. Like, if I don't watch it soon, you might have to just do one without me.
If you start watching it, I will watch it again along with you because I want to watch it that badly.
Throw it on. I know. I've heard if you watch it one time, you watch the first episode, you'll probably finish it all 8 in one night.
Easily.
Yeah.
All right, let us know because I'm dying.
I started CrossFit though. I'm like I don't have any time.
Oh shit! Did Ruggs? He started CrossFit. I'm so proud of Anthony for starting to CrossFit.
Get in shape, you fat fuck.
The guy who's
already got like 6-pack abs.
Oh,
what more can you do? I would just fucking eat ice cream. Then after I got fat, I would start CrossFit.
Yeah, you're wasting the CrossFit. There's no need for it.
It's funny at work. The only guy I can talk to about CrossFit is ironically Imran.
Oh shit! Yep.
He's the only guy at the office that's done it, which is unbelievable.
And
like if you look at Imran, you know what he looks like. You're like, that guy did CrossFit. But that's my motivation too. When like I'm at CrossFit, and I'm like, shit, I don't want to do this. I'm like, wait, fucking Imran did this.
You and my brother-in-law have recently tried CrossFit, and both of you had the same reaction. You both told me, holy shit, you did this? And like, I was like, yep, it was hilarious. So look, next time that last squat, you can't do it. You can't do that last thruster or wall ball. Just remember, I fucking did it. I did it. You could do it. It's nothing.
You gonna go back and do it again?
He's been doing it for a while. Me?
No, I'm talking about you.
You, Imran.
Well, here's the problem. I did it for 4 years, but I did not pay.
He wasn't paying for it.
Because I did their website. I redid their website and helped them out with graphics. And for that, they let me go for free for 4 years. That was.
Did you just stop going, or were they like, hey man?
No, I stopped going. I had a couple things going on. There was like surgeries and operations in the family, and then before I know it, that was 2 years ago. I always meant to go back. 2 years goes by, and now I can't fucking go back there. They might let me. I just can't afford it. It's so expensive.
It is super expensive.
That's the only way I was, and I loved it so much, dude. It's the only thing that got me to exercise in my whole life. The only thing that I enjoyed in terms of physical activity.
My favorite is when you told me that you went to like the first class and they had you do just like push-ups and burpees and shit. And you said you thought you broke your body because you were sore for a week.
I was sore for 4 days.
Why do you need to be at CrossFit to do that shit? You could just do that anywhere.
Look, I'm the kind of guy, if you leave it up to me, I ain't fucking doing it. There was a camaraderie. There's a group element. There's coaches. Everyone is kind of competing with themselves and with each other. People are watching your form. All the equipment is there. It's fun.
There's that like encouragement vibe. There's kind of like that culty encouragement vibe where it's like, you can do it, buddy.
Look, it sounds douchey. This is the sport where you cheer on not the first guy to finish. Everyone finishes, they cheer on the last guy to finish. I get it. It sounds fucking douchey, but I was always that last guy. And let me tell you, I appreciated that to no end. That these guys are way better shape than me. They're now standing around going, come on, buddy, you got this. Another wall ball. I was like, fuck, I can't stop. Everybody's fucking cheering me on. I'm the last guy. This is weird. But you start to really grow attached to that.
Where I go and buy Chinese food, there's a CrossFit in the same strip mall. And then like right above it, above the CrossFit on the second floor of the strip mall is physical therapy. And then I just see guys going from the CrossFit to physical therapy.
They're holding their back going upstairs.
Yeah. I mean, you can if you're not doing that shit correctly, you'll hurt yourself real quick. And I'm a huge hypocrite. I bashed the fuck out of CrossFit for the longest time.
It's kicking your ass, isn't it?
It is. No, I mean, it's good stuff.
Is it what you thought?
Was it what I thought? I think it's harder than what I thought.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Yes. Even people who are fucking in the perfect shape, it kicks their ass the first time because they've never just done this intense in such a short moment, full body movements. It's great stuff. I miss it. I also just want to say real quick, thank you to Mr. Throwback Thursday, who, he sent us a voicemail a couple episodes ago about the Wu-Tang comic. He has shared with us digitally the Wu-Tang comics. So, thank you. I've not had a chance to read them. I emailed them to you guys also. So check it out. I don't know.
I even had them.
They're not very good, but I still am going to read them. But thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thanks, man. So nice of you.
Isn't that nice of him?
Here's some shitty comics.
Sharing is caring. Here's some shitty comics. Keep up the good work.
I gotta read. I'll look at one episode, one issue, whatever.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. I just want everyone to go join our exclusive fan club, though. Just visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon, and you can support us and join our exclusive fan club, and you're gonna get cool bonus audio, and you can interact with us on a private little thing.
Yeah. Every time that we record a show, we record a little extra stuff for you guys.
There's always extra bullshit that I cut out and save as a little tease. So check it out, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Thanks to all the networks we're on. We Be Geeks, a place to hang your cape. Tangent Mountain Network, Geek Life Radio, every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central. Visit geekliferadio.com.
There you go. Also, want to contact us, jockandnerd.com/contact. Or if you want to leave a nice rating and review, which we would highly appreciate, helps the show, jockandnerd.com/review, or just go on iTunes and fucking look us up. You know what to do. Look, everything's on the website. Just visit jockandnerd.com. That's all you got to do. And Ruggs, where can the people say hi to you? We talked about it in the beginning. They may have forgotten your Twitter address.
Really, Rugboy on Twitter. You can come find me. You'll see me texting about Dan Slott being a piece of shit and various other stupid things.
We're trying to go Dan Slott into an argument with a felty American.
Oh,
It'll be the most ridiculous
I've
thing.
been trying to get him to respond to me, but he's ignoring me.
He knows you're not a fan. He's not going to get baited.
Once a week, I'll just go, you suck.
I bet he gets that a lot, though, I would imagine.
The puppet's doing it.
Exactly. Wait a minute. A puppet thinks I'm shitty? Oh, fuck this.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to, fuck it.
Who?
Love and Boots. They're a YouTube channel with puppets.
Oh, really?
They're really funny.
Oh.
Funny, you said?
Yeah.
What's it called? Love and Boots? I'll put it in the show
Glove
notes.
and Boots.
Glove and Boots. I will find it. Put it in the show notes. For this episode, listener, look, just tell a friend. Find someone geeky that you think would enjoy this on their walks while they're walking their dog or while they're washing dishes or they're in the car. They can geek out with us. Give them one of these. Jock and Nerd. And we'll be your best friends for life.
There you go.
Thanks for listening. This is the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the jock.
He's the nerd.
We'll hear you next time.
Bro, do you even podcast?
Wowie zowie!
Jock and Nerd.
Everybody went to go pee. What can I talk about while they're peeing? Imran's going to listen to this, like when he's editing the show. So, this is all. I can just not say anything and just let noise happen. Make little noises. Can I hear them peeing? I probably hear Anthony pee. I can almost hear him pee. Listen. It sounds like pee. Maybe it's just the air conditioner. I haven't peed yet. I could sit a long time without pissing. I've been farting, though. If you listen really, really good, you could probably hear me let a couple loose. Oh, here he comes.